how do you see VD playing a role? Is it a complementary role to VCs? Do you see that as a competition to VC? And what is the level of adoption that you're seeing for VD in your portfolio companies?
Yeah, so now it's been 15 years, right, of the startup ecosystem, and this is one asset class or investor ecosystem that has positively transformed itself. So honestly, in the very early days, they were extremely packets, and so I'm just going to say it as it was. So very tactical and trying to be really safe and just ride on the venture capital's money, right? So for us as an asset class, it was complementary, but I think both of us were.
In a nutshell, he's saying he used to abuse venture debt.
No. That's saying, but I'm coming to the positive part now. So that's how it started, and it's always good to see the perspective and see how in India. See, I think the reason I'm saying this is to give credit to a lot of you who came later, who actually innovated on this product class, right? And I want to give credit for that. But nevertheless, I think so. Initially, like I said, they were just riding on the crutches of venture capital, and the momentum that there was, where entrepreneurs wanted to raise these bigger and bigger rounds, and they wanted to just extend the runway a little bit because this was just give them the opportunity to just raise more money. But anyway, I think that era is gone, and it's I think it's now a more business as usual, and the way business should be, right? Which is about how do you use capital judiciously, and how do you have the right mix of capital across the spectrum of what is available. And it's great to see that venture debt has filled that void as a bridge between venture capital and banks. There was always this chasm, so to speak, where startups would come back to us and say they want to do X, Y, Z, and the cost of our capital, just to Sanjeevji does not know that because we don't advertise, but we are the most expensive form of capital. Venture capital is the most expensive form of capital, and startup entrepreneurs in their naivety would do all the wrong things and use our capital, and that's because the products were not there. So a long-winded answer, but just to say that whether it is for working capital, and I was just this morning speaking to Kashpreet that now as they've gone up the growth curve in terms of what they're doing and the global capabilities of our companies going global and them helping them, I've been asking him that I see that we will now see a very different startup ecosystem. It's not going to be about urban convenience-led startups anymore. I think that era is done. If we are looking for the next Swiggy, it's not happening in the next 3, 4, 5 years. So we better look for something else. And what do we look for? We are looking to plug into the global value chain. When you want to, as a ecosystem, plug into the global value chain, you got to do startups that are not just about software and AI and soft stuff. They're also about building hard assets, right? And as you want to capture profits in these startups, you want to be deeper in terms of your back end and deeper in terms of being able to do manufacturing where you can, and not just any manufacturing but high precision advanced manufacturing. So all of this requires and of course there's different flavors of this. There is a deep tech flavor, there's multiple flavors, but all of this requires a little bit of asset financing. And in the early stages, startups don't get that financing or assets. So I was just mentioning to Ishpreet that we need to create certain products for companies where demand is infinite today, global demand, irrespective of tariffs. In a multipolar world, India will have its place to supply something to somebody, right? We just have to manufacture, and we have to be that country other than China, where a significant portion of that value accrues to. Sorry for a long-winded answer, but just to say, suffice to say that I'm really happy with how the product has evolved, there's still more ground on new kinds of products, and I think players like Ishpreet coming into the mix actually moved the acceptance, this capital class positively, because once there is competition, only then you have innovation.